What is up, everybody? It is Sam here with BFPGear.com, and today we're going to be looking at the brand new V-Force Profiler 2.0. This is a goggle system that I am super hyped up about because I used to own an all black profiler, and I'd always put that red metamorph lens on it because I thought that was one of the coolest things you could do. And it was just such an iconic look at the time. The Profiler definitely introduced those easy change lens systems that you typically find on most goggle systems nowadays. And it also featured amazing field of view. Like the vision was just incredible. I mean, this lens is just kind of like, I don't know what else to say, but it kind of looks like it pops out like a bug eye a little bit. But the visibility on this goggle was great and the breathability was fantastic. And then the other thing I loved about the Profilers was the amount of coverage that was on it as well. I felt like it covered the side of my head and my cheek pretty well. But that is an old goggle system, and now we're looking at the new updated version of it with the 2.0. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab an original Profiler. We got our 2.0s right here, and we're going to take a look at them and see what's new with the Profiler 2.0. V-Force Profiler 2.0, and I picked the black and gray here. All of the V-Force Profiler 2.0s, at least the ones that have launched, and at the time of this video being made, $94.95. You've got your choice between the all black, you've got your choice between black and red, the black and gray, and black and blue. So a lot of good color options out there for you, depending on if you're trying to color coordinate or, you know, match or something like that. Cracked open the box there. Got the goggle system here, which looks really, really good. It's also, God, this thing is super, super lightweight too. But included, you're gonna get a goggle bag here, and then the visor, which, one thing I noticed with the visor is it's not using that slat system like the old one did, where you'd actually pop the visor in through these top slats here and then use an O-ring to secure it. You now instead have 3 holes and it just snaps in place, which is fantastic. But initial impression here with the Profiler 2.0 is that it is a really, really lightweight goggle, and I already noticed right off the bat the front ventilation looks a lot better than the original, which I actually do have the original right here. So you can see like the ventilation on this in the front is a lot bigger, but there's just not as much going from like the very bottom of the goggle to the top here versus the 2.0, which you got the ventilation going all the way from the bottom to the top, which I think is really cool. And then you also have some more side ventilation along the cheek right there, as you can see, because here it's just kind of like these little like directed kind of vent slat sort of thing. And then the coverage though, this is the one thing that I've always been concerned about, is the coverage. The coverage looks roughly the same between the two. So when you're wearing this goggle system, you're not going to worry about your ears or anything like that. You know, if you happen to take a shot there, you're going to be all right. So that's one thing that I do like about this goggle system, is that they kept some things the same and other things they've changed up for the better. Going back to the side profile here, you got your softer ears as well. These do definitely feel really, really good when you're wearing them. Kind of one of the problems with like those older goggles is that rubber, you know, if you play without any headgear on, it would kind of like maybe push down against your head a little bit, maybe pinch your ears, make them feel a little uncomfortable. The soft ears definitely help against that, which I really like. Another quick thing that I'm noticing here too is the chin strap is kind of like riveted and secured on the inside here, versus on this original one, it's just kind of buckled down in like a random like slat here. So I guess the cool thing is you can move this around if you wanted to, but it just kind of looks a little weird that it's not on the inside of the goggle. So that's one cool thing that I actually like to notice right off the bat there. And then of course the foam, you now have this dual layered foam instead of just single layered foam, so it's going to be more comfortable as you're wearing it. That first layer is definitely a lot more squishy, and then when you press harder, the second layer that's closer to the goggle itself is definitely more firm. And then the other thing I noticed that I really like is that they kept the lens system the same. So if you have any old profiler lenses, you don't need to worry about picking up any extra ones. And that lens retention system has stayed pretty much the same, which I think is really cool. To pop the lens out, it's going to be a little difficult to see, but the strap's like held in place down on the side here, and you just have to kind of pinch these little clips in, and then these will just pop right out. And then these little black retainer pieces should just come right out, and then all you do is just push on the lens right here, and then you just push out. It should pop out, which is a really, really cool system. Like, you know, this is going to be locked in place while you're playing and wearing it and stuff like that. So I do like that a lot. Price of this goggle, like I mentioned earlier, $94.95. I am very curious about the breathability of the goggle, because just because you see some improvements doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have them. But let's go ahead and just pop this bad boy back in here. This also looks like it's a little bit tighter too, actually. Like you have to kind of press in more on those little clips to pop this out, which I really like. Of course, you got your adjustable strap. But yeah, I mean, overall, like just first initial impression, just looking at the goggle here, I definitely dig it a lot. So let's go ahead and let's actually flip the camera over, and let's put this thing on, and let's see how the breathability is on it. All right, now that I've got the camera flipped around here, let's go ahead and put the Profiler 2.0 on, and let's see how it feels, see how it breathes. All right. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's amazing. Okay. All right, so just initial reaction there with that deep breath and the exhale is I felt like zero heat, like there was no kind of like blowback, I guess you could say. All of that heat that would bounce from the inside of the goggle and just hit me right back in the chin, just completely dispersed. Not so much through the front, but through the sides here. So this side ventilation is amazing. It's really good. One thing that I'm not the biggest fan of, and maybe that's just because I am in a studio here, is the amount of echo that I got when I spoke a little bit. Maybe that's just because I'm inside, but I did feel like there's a little bit of echo on the inside of the goggle, and I kind of felt like my voice was reverberating a little bit. But another thing, like I said, when they kept the lens system the same, the vision that you get is incredible. This is probably, I would say, the second best goggle in terms of visibility, and the only thing I can really compare it to is going to be the EVS, which that goggle is just all lens. This is a pretty damn close second place. If you're worried about like this nose piece, you know, when you have the goggle on, you know, maybe being in the way or being in your peripheral vision, I don't notice it at all. I feel like this goggle is nothing but lens, but it's that smaller profile than an EVS. And then protection-wise, I'm really, really happy that this side protection covers my earlobes and it covers my cheeks entirely. So if I am going to get shot in the side of my head, I don't need to worry about it. Like, it's a nice solid material, and I just don't need to worry about like anything, you know, possibly breaking or maybe even potentially getting injured or something like that. This is a really good goggle system. I'm definitely going to pick one of these up, even though I don't need like a 9th or 10th goggle system like in my gear bag. Not saying that I take that many goggles with me, but it's always good to have options. But I'm probably just going to pick one up because I need to replace my old Profiler, and for $94.95, this is a damn good buy. If I had to rate this thing on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this thing like an 8.75 or a 9 out of 10. Really like how comfortable it is, love the breathability, and I absolutely love the visibility that I get with that lens system. They got the 4 launch colorways here. I'm definitely eyeballing the all black. Like I mentioned earlier, all black with the red lens I think looks really badass. But hey, mix and match it up however you see fit. And if you need to pick up a Profiler 2.0, well, I think you know exactly where to go, and that is BFPGear. airsoft.com.